What is going on, guys? I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be looking at Patrick Bet-David. He has a video reacting to Neil deGrasse Tyson defending or talking about transgenderism, talking about all this gender theory stuff. And basically, Patrick Bet-David had a critique on him. Up in this video, he also has a guest called Sync. I forgot the guy's first name or last name. I don't even know. You guys know the Young Turks guy, the guy from Young Turks, the leader of it, I think, or the owner of it. Sync is all I know. That's the only name I know of him. But with that being said, I think we should just get right into it.
Do me a favor. Let's see if we can agree on this. Pull up the Neil deGrasse Tyson video, okay? Let's see if we can agree on this. So here's a clip. I want to know what you think about the scientist, what he's saying. Whether you and I can agree that this is absolutely ludicrous, or you may say, no, I think there's a point here. Go ahead and play this clip.
Point is, apparently, the XXXY chromosomes are insufficient. Because when we wake up in the morning, we exaggerate whatever feature we want to portray the gender of our choice. Either the one you're assigned, the one you choose to be, whatever it is. And so now, so now just to tie a bow on this, I say to you, somewhere I think I read that the United States was a land where we have the pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
Suppose no matter my chromosomes, today I feel 80% female, 20% male. I'm gonna put on makeup. I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow I might feel 80% male. I'll remove the makeup and I'll wear a muscle shirt. Why do you care?
Why do you care?
What business is it of yours to require?
They made us care. I don't understand why people keep making this weird argument. Okay, so first off, before anybody even responds to this, like Patrick Bet-David or Sync or all of them, I just want to say this, right? I don't like how conservatives are masking their disdain for transgenderism with trying to save the kids. And what I mean by that is this. If you're against transgenderism, be against it. Me personally, I would just tell you straight up, I'm against it. Personally, I'm against the whole entire thing, concept of it. You know, not just for kids, but for adults too. I'm against the whole entire thing. And I think conservatives, I'm very disappointed in the conservative movement right now because they're just trying to mask it as they're trying to protect the kids and this and that. No. Be a man. You're against it. You're against transgenderism, which is fine. I'm against it too. But be a man about it. The reason I'm against it? Very simple. I think you should not affirm delusions. I think that being transgender, you know, being diagnosed with gender dysphoria is an actual mental illness. And I do not think that you should affirm mental illnesses. You know, I actually work with mentally ill people when they don't teach us to affirm their delusions when they're delusional. When my client says he's this, he's that, they don't teach me to actually affirm his delusion. They say, hey, try to ground him in reality. So that is why I'm against the concept of transgenderism and all of this new stuff, affirming it and all of that stuff. With the kids also, I'm against that too. But I do not like the masking or like the obfuscating of conservatives saying that they're just doing it to protect the kids. You don't agree with transgenderism. Please say that. I just want people to put their foot down on that. First off. Second off, he says, why do you care? Why do you care about transgender people and what they want to be, this and that? They made us care. They're literally saying, hey, if you don't respect my pronouns, this is going to happen to you, this is going to happen to you, this is going to happen to you. What? Like, if I see you, I'm just going to call you what I see it is. If I see you as a man, I'm going to call you a man. If I see you as a woman, I'm going to call you a woman. That's it. So no, you have to call me this. You have to call me that. You have to do this. So it's too much stuff going on with it. So when you say, why do you care? Maybe if I didn't see them, maybe if they weren't so outspoken, I wouldn't care. Except they're so outspoken on what you have to do. They're so outspoken about what the mainstream society has to do to appease them, the minority, which is what I disagree with. Personally, that's what I disagree with. So when he says, why do you care? Why do you care? Well, that's why people care, because they made them care. They literally are forcing their hand to care. Nobody even was talking about this, like what? When Obama was in office about 10 years ago, nobody was talking about this type of stuff. Everybody was talking about gay marriage and all this stuff. Then they moved the pendulum even further to this type of stuff. This is what happens. When you accept some things, you just bend the knee to all things, which is why I think conservatives need to put their foot down on a lot of this stuff. But let's keep going.
That I fulfill your inability to think of gender on a spectrum.
Okay, pause this. So why do you care? Before I give you mine, do you agree with what he's saying?
I largely agree.
Tell me why.
Of course he
So,
does.
first of all, freedom. I thought the right wing was in favor of freedom. So if people want to be trans, why do you care? I totally agree with that.
Already broke down my perspective.
Taking away rights from people, no, we're all 100% Americans. You shouldn't take away any rights. But if you get into the details, that's where some folks on the left have attacked me as a transphobe because I disagree on 2% of the issues. So you tell me what your policy you're talking about, and I'll give you my answer.
So, for example, if you like, one of my favorite shows I went with my wife in Vegas. Absinthe, I think it was called Absinthe.
Yeah.
Absinthe or
Seen it
whatever it was.
multiple
I don't know if you've been to it or not. Have you seen
At
the show?
Caesar's Palace.
It's
I
a
don't know what that
freaking
is.
insane show. But guess what it is? A lot of crazy stuff you're going to see. We were entertained. As adults, we were absolutely entertained. No problem. You want to dress up, you want to do whatever, you want to be gay after you're 18 years old, go for it. You want to change your sex, you want to go from having this to cutting this, I'm Caitlyn Jenner, do your thing. Whatever, you're an adult. Pushing that agenda onto kids and confusing people and gaslighting that, hey, XX, who knows? Maybe XY, who knows?
Come on.
When you start talking like that with facts and you're a respectable scientist, not only do you sound delusional, but what you sound like is someone like Leon Black, that somebody has something behind closed doors on you that's blackmailing you, that you have to now agree with these positions.
See, I agree with him when he says stuff like that, with the scientists. So let me be very clear. I respect Patrick Bet David a lot for what he does, with his entertainment network that he just has now, with all his businesses, his business acumen and all of that stuff. But he is exactly what I was just talking about a couple of minutes ago when I just said conservatives mask their anti-transgenderism views for saving kids. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying that literally you're masking it, saying it's to save the kids. So how do you think it got to the kids in the first place? It has to come from somewhere, right? It came from you literally just saying it's okay to be an adult and be delusional. It is not okay to be an adult and be delusional. I'm sorry, it's not. If I'm a bad person for saying that, I don't care. It is not okay to be an adult and be delusional. That is not okay. It is not okay to have a mental illness, and then people around you say, yes, you're right. That's what you are. That's actually what you are. That is not okay. I don't care what anybody tells me. That is not okay. And you should not be able to say it's okay if you ask me. Me personally, I don't think it's, you have to treat somebody with a mental illness like they have a mental illness. And for him to say that being it wasn't a dope, it's okay. No, that's just not true personally. That's my perspective on it.
For somebody to say, how the hell did you go from being a respected scientist to all of a sudden saying, one day I can wake up feeling like a female, one day I can wake up feeling like a male, and why do you care? No one cares. The only care where I think Democrats are losing a big part of their base, where I don't know if you saw the stats that came out talking about senior boys are becoming overly conservative. Did you see this chart or no? That just came out yesterday or the day before. Rob, do you have this or no? Do you want me to text it to you? Type in senior boys conservative. Yeah, if you can, this is the Hill. If you can go, high school boys are trending conservative. And if you go and show the chart, there's that chart right there. If you look at that, zoom out a little bit so we can read the whole survey. Okay. So political identities of 12th grade boys, percent identifying as liberal versus conservative from 1975 to today. So look at blue, where it was at, and now, 2023, it's conservative and less liberals. This is seniors, 12th grade boys, okay? So maybe some of these guys are just fed up with it and are like, listen, man, I'm sick of this BS, dude. This, whether I identify as a boy or as a girl, leave me alone. Let me
Oh, well, that's the end of the video right there, I guess. Looks like it. But, okay, so I understand where Patrick Bet David is coming from right here. He's saying, hey, I'm okay with it as long as you're an adult, it's reasonable. But when you start playing with facts and confusing kids, that's the problem. Well, that's the thing. Of course, they're going to start playing with facts and confusing kids if they themselves believe in it. That's what I'm saying. If adults believe in this delusion, of course, they're going to be trying to push it onto their kids and onto other kids too. Because they genuinely believe that this stuff is actually happening and that this stuff is factual. So that's why me personally, I just don't agree with it at all. I cut it full stop. I think most people should just cut it full stop. Stop being a pussy. That's all I gotta say. Just stop actually, faking your beliefs, if you ask me. That's what I think most conservatives today are doing right now. And that's why I think the Democrats are winning. Because the conservatives are too scared to say how they truly feel. And they're masking it in some type of more grandstanding way, especially when it comes to saving the kids and all of this stuff. Don't get me wrong. On some issues, you do say, hey, we have to stand up for the kids, with the teaching in school and all of that stuff. But we don't even have to stand up for the kids if we didn't just let it happen like that in the first place. If we didn't let so many people be delusional in the first place, we wouldn't even have to be in that situation. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I don't know. If you're watching this right now, do you guys understand where I'm coming from? If not, I guess I understand that too. But with that being said, this is a very short video. It was only 4 minutes, by Patrick David. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe. My name is yedotti. Peace.